Ben here, and this is part two of the build journal for the extra tactical rough cut. I still don't have a good name for this blaster, so I'm going to go with that for now. But you can see that how the lines are starting to take shape. I've got the body work here where the rough cut and the rapid strike come together. I've got that starting to take its shape. It needs another coat of epoxy sculpt to get down and get that nice smooth line that I want through here. And I'm beginning to get the line up here. I took the tactical rail off the top of the rough cut, or the rapid strike that usually sits here, put it here, and then took the tactical rail that usually sits down here and attached that here to make my top, so I'd have tactical rails here and here going through, and I've got epoxy sculpt going and bonding this in. You can also see the back of this, how the stock of this is taking shape. The stock of the rapid strike attached. I've got this down in here to get a nice smooth line transition back up from what was the handle on the rapid strike back to what is now going to become a stock. So it's going to become one solid piece with a smooth transition line. And I got this all area filled in, and I'm working through this. Now, a problem that I ran into the last couple days is, where am I going to put the battery in this thing? And I was assuming that I was going to have some space up in here to hold the LiPo that would power the rapid strike portion of this blaster. But in looking at the jam door and the way things come together, it's not going to fit in there. And I don't have any space here in the rough cut portion. The front area here is gone because the rough cut sits up into it, and you've got the second flywheel cage sitting here. And I really didn't want to cut the stock out, the ribbing in the inside of the stock out, for one, for structural reasons, two, but I didn't want to put the battery that far back in the blaster. It's going to cause it to be back heavy, and I wanted it to be comfort and balanced off of the main handle here. So what I decided is I'm going to take the battery tray, one of these, I had a strife around that I had cut up, and I'm going to take it and attach it like I do on my Hailstorm builds. But different than the previous Hailstorm builds, I'm going to cut the back of this out. And this is actually the wrong side of the blaster here, but it's going to cut down into the shell here. And then it's going to sit in, and it's going to give me about 1.25 inches, about 32, 33 millimeters of space, so I can fit a nice beefy size, fairly thick LiPo pack down in here on the side. But it's going to go actually on the back side. It'll attach down in this area generally, somewhere around in here, to get the battery compartment. It'll sit down in there, and it'll give it good space, but it won't throw the balance and it won't throw the weight of the blaster so far off. I've got the rev trigger switch assembly installed now into this extra tactical rough cut. And what I did is I took the handle of a Rapid Red and took the rev switch cage housing that's in there, and I took it and I cut it out, and I cut the back off of it and kept it all as one piece, and then shaved out inside here so that it would fit within the handle of the Retaliator. And I also had to come in here a little bit because this came down and came into where it was going to be. So put that together, and that gives you a rev trigger assembly area that the trigger itself is designed for. I've tried to do this by custom fitting it and put custom fitting parts in there, and it never works out well. And the best thing that I found, if you want to put a rev trigger into a blaster that doesn't, is you want to steal the entire assembly and not just the trigger itself. So to put this together and seeing how this will fit, you drop the trigger itself in here, and then take the top and put it over top, lock it in here, and then take your screw and screw the thing right in, and then you've got a rev trigger that works just like it did in the Rapid Red. Now when I do the switch, I'm going to take this back off here, and I'm going to angle the switch in here so that this angle part right here engages the lever and then causes the switch to activate and then rev the blaster.